So these are my brows. Definitely not symmetrical, very sparse. That's a result from over plucking when I was very young and they just never grew back. So let me show you how I make my brows look symmetrical. There's always going to be powder residue foundation on your brow hair, so make sure you clean it off with a wet wipe, let it dry, and then start your brows. I'm starting with the Refi Brow Sculpt. I have recently come across this and I absolutely love it. So I literally go back and forth into my brow to make sure that I'm coating all of the hair. Then I want you to get a spoolie. My personal favorite is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Applicator. So I just brush my hair, what little hair that I do have, up to the side like so. And then I smooth it. It kind of flattens the hair. This is where I let this dry. So you want to make sure that your brow gel, whatever brow gel you apply, is completely dry. Because if it's a little bit tacky or wet, then whatever brow pencil or pen you're going to use isn't going to actually transfer perfectly. You need that area to be completely dry, no moisture. Now, I really like the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I actually think it's one of the best pencils around. And this is where I actually just kind of draw very lightly the shape that I want to go for. And this also kind of determines how thick I want them to, which usually depends on my mood, how I'm feeling, and the kind of look that I'm going for. That for me is a good shape. I like a slight arch, nothing too strong, but I also don't like them to be too straight. Okay, now that I've got my shape, which should be a very faint line, make sure it's not too harsh because otherwise it's going to look very blocky. I get my brow pen. There's a couple that I really like and I alternate between them. I love the Benefit Mighty Fine Brow Pen. The only thing is it finishes pretty quick. The other one that I really like is the Anastasia Brow Pen. I use the shade Chocolate and I actually keep it upside down. So I don't keep it in my pen pot like that. I actually keep it the other way around because if you keep it like this, I feel like a lot of the liquid comes to the tip and it's just way too strong. So if you keep it upside down, little tip there for you, you're going to get a really nice faint line. Now this is where you want to create little hair strokes and you're going to start from that line that you drew with the pencil. What I do then is just go back to the pencil and fill in anywhere where it's a little bit extra sparse. If you do suffer from bold patches on your brows, like a lot of people who have sparse brows like me do struggle with that, then you always want to remember to use a pencil to fill that area in. The problem is when you don't have any hair there, if you use a pen and only a pen, it has a very different finish to what a pencil does. A pencil is matte, a little bit more opaque than what a pen finish has to it. So you're going to get more shine with a pen, which then attracts more attention to the bold area, if that makes sense. And with a pencil, it kind of mattifies it. So there's nothing for the light to bounce off of. So it looks a bit more kind of opaque. You know, if it was just one area that I didn't have to do, I would love that. But I wanted to show you exactly how I do my brows and which products I rely on.